Joker officially crosses $1 billion. Andy Serkis officially cast as Alfred. And Black Adam officially perhaps about to go toe-to-toe with the Na'vi? Today and more on DC Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 4 greatest heroes.
Whoa.
Created from the cosmic legends of the universe.
Yeah, but how...
Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of a snowstorm.
Form of sled rider.
Okay. The Zaina to my Jan, Roxy Stryer, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch her all the time here on DC Movie News. Welcome to DC Movie News.
Adam, you have been gone so long that I put my fist in and you didn't even put your fist in at first.
Well, until I did. It didn't take me that
long.
long.
Until you did. Well,
yeah.
It felt like a year.
Well, it wasn't.
We've been doing this show a long time.
It has been a couple years. Hello, everybody. Welcome to DC Movie News. As I said before, so happy to be back. I was in New York a couple of weeks ago, and then I was on the Turducken tour for Doghouse last week.
Turducken tour.
Yeah, so I was
Tour de Turducken.
Yeah, so I was going to like little local news channels, and I was peddling my turducken sausage on the news to say, hey, go to the doghouse in town here, and then I was on a plane to the next place. I'm like, go to the doghouse here.
What is that? That's turkey and duck in a
chicken. Turkey, duck, chicken. In my version, it's in a sausage that also has sweet potatoes and cranberries, fresh sage, thyme, rosemary, maple syrup. So it's like the flavors of Thanksgiving in a turducken sausage.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Do you care about me?
What do you mean? Because I didn't bring you any?
Yeah.
Is that what you're implying?
Yeah.
I thought about it,
But
and instead
then...
I brought you ketogenic coconut macadamia bars.
Which I'm excited about also, but you know that your sausage is my favorite, and also it's rare that you do a whole batch with no cheese, and that sounds cheeseless to me.
There's no cheese in that. That's a good call.
And
I know you want the cheese. I have an abundance of green chili cheese. By the way, this is DC Movie News, where we talk about nothing but DC movies all the time. Mm-hmm. We're taking a bit of a deep dive on the sausage right now.
Let's be honest. Your sausage has seen many a DC movies.
Okay, this is true. Should we give props to the fact that the inevitable has happened? And Joker?
Yes.
I did not. Nobody saw this coming. This was not something that anybody was predicting before the movie came out.
Yeah, not prior to the movie.
Nobody.
Absolutely not. And if somebody had said this, I think I would have said, "Or you have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't
That's
know
crazy.
how movies
That's
work.
not how movies work.
Yeah.
They can't make $1 billion because that's not this type of film. There's not $1 billion to go towards. That's not the audience. I would have made up every excuse and its mother until it happened.
This is just so bizarre.
Crazy.
In a world where Justice League officially bombed at the box office, officially bombed, a Joker movie makes $1 billion. I just.
What if growing up I told you that Justice League would do so much worse than Joker, it would be laughed at one day in your adult future?
Yeah, I don't know that I would have believed it. I would have been like, strange future girl. Get away with your...
Excuse me, strange future girl.
Yeah, I would have been weirded out by that.
Yeah.
Especially you would have been a human incarnate of a sled if you had shown up as a sled.
Well, I was a sled rider.
Anything more on Joker that you care to say? $1 billion?
No, all I care to say is that Joker was excellent and deserved every penny it made.
I'm going to tie our next story into the Joker right now, and this is a purposeful segue. You see where I'm doing this. So the question on everybody's mind right now has got to be like, what is the next DC film of this size, ilk, form? Whether it's another Batman villain movie or, you know what I mean, a small indie film. Now, looking at the new announcement, which is the fact that Black Adam finally has a release date, right? We have 3 pretty big DC movies, I would say blockbusters, coming in 2021, which are
Black Adam.
Yes. Suicide Squad.
The
Suicide Squad. And before that, The Batman.
The Batman, yeah. That's wild.
2021. So
do we have to put a the before Black Adam then?
No. I mean, it should be The Black Adam.
The Suicide Squad, The Batman,
Honestly,
The Black Adam.
I would like to know
still say The Joker.
I would like to know what what chat thinks in this, but I think the actually is on Black Adam is the rare example where it makes it less cool. Like simply Black Adam is such a it's so sharp and clean. Black Adam, like. I mean, maybe it's just because my name's Adam and it's like it's in the title, so I think it's an especially cool sounding name. I didn't think of my potential inherent biases I might have with that.
I don't know if I feel one way or the other, but I think the Black Adam makes it sound more like a superhero because most people aren't going to know who the hell Black Adam is. So if they're trying to draw a superhero audience who doesn't know Black Adam sounds like maybe a science movie.
Yeah, but this is an example where nobody needs to know Black Adam because everybody knows Dwayne Johnson. So the fact that and as huge a star as Dwayne Johnson is, this is rare that we have seen one of the few stars that can actually open huge movies and have huge franchises without being attached to any known IP. Here's a guy that's now going to be married to the $1 billion indie Joker film camp. He's been affiliated for almost 5 years at this point.
But we called Swerve so many times. I know.
Never thought this was going to happen. So first of all, check out this incredible art we're seeing. This is official Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam art. Roxy,
yeah.
What do you okay, so many questions
Thank you to
I
Boss
want to ask
Logic
you.
for this, by the way.
So much. Guys, jump into this conversation in the chat room. Join us because
every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time on Popcorn Talk Network on our YouTube. That's where you can find us.
I do want to get back to what and when you think the next small film can be because it seems like
You're
it's too late for
Joker
2020.
small film?
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like it's too late for 2020. So are we looking at 2022? Is there a fourth film in 2021? I don't know.
I think that what's confusing to me is, the Black Adam or Black Adam, whatever it is, 2021, right? Shazam 2?
Probably 2022, it feels like.
It feels after Black Adam, right?
I feel like 2022, which would now gives us Aquaman.
Are you calling Shazam a small movie or is Shazam a big movie?
No, I'm saying Shazam's a big one.
Okay.
I mean, certainly bigger than Black Adam. It's going to be over $100 million budget. I mean...
You think that the budget for Shazam is going to be larger than Black Adam?
No.
No.
I think I think Black Adam's going to be a big budget too. But I don't just mean budget size. I mean that kind of adult,
singular characters.
like Joker. Yeah, just different outside of superhero
but I
whiz
think
bang.
that has to do with budget also. Probably under 75 mil movie.
So. Yeah.
You mean like a Mr. Freeze or any of the things that are floating out there?
It could be the question mark or something, but done real. Small. I guess just something on par with that side, just like what Todd Phillips was calling it, DC Black or something like that. Whatever would fall under that imprint.
But it's hard to say because when we have things like The Kitchen that I feel like popped up so quickly, were made that year and then went away. I don't know. I don't know how quickly something can be. Maybe 2022.
It feels like 2022 is the soonest for something like that because you want to think that they're not just going to rush something into production. They want to wait for another great idea.
I don't know though, Adam. It could be 2021.
4 movies. All right. What do you guys think about the possibility of 4 movies in 2021?
Disney's done it.
Now. Double check, but
Later.
I think as of now, Avatar 2 still supposed to, Ryan, right? Open on 12/21/21.
Right now.
Well, yes, because they slated that after Star Wars was like, we will not see you there.
Right.
We will.
So
the Force will not be with you.
Not then.
December 17th, 2021.
Oh, December 17th. Okay, so it's not the same day as Avatar 2.
So this is similar to what
this is like what Aquaman
Spider-Verse did with Aquaman, right?
Yeah, well, I think Spider-Verse was a little before, but it was more like Aquaman versus Transformer. I think Bumblebee, people thought
They
was
were
gonna
the
be an
same.
issue.
Mary Poppins, Aquaman, Bumblebee were the same. Wasn't
Yeah.
Spider-Verse like
a week before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
it does seem to be the same strategy because
Yeah.
it seems like Avatar 2, huge opening 17th, and then they're coming right out of the gate because I guess it's the same strategy, meaning even if you take a huge chunk, it doesn't matter. It's it's about having the whole length of that weekend, and they're probably feeling confident as hell right now because Avatar 2, well, you can't count it out. Nobody knows anything about it.
Very true. Very true. I don't know. I think that this is something that they're feeling very confident because Joker just did so well. Wonder Woman did so well. Aquaman at that spot did so well. And they're just thinking, without Star Wars in our way, we're about to make $1 billion in this time slot again, and we'll be able to crush. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that and it's The Rock.
Yeah, because I don't think as many times as Avatar 2 has moved its date. I think now that Fox is at Disney, I've heard they've adjusted the strategy that they're just doing Avatar 2 and 3 right now, and maybe they're not doing 4 because originally they were going to do 2, 3, and 4 back to back. So this is what I've heard.
Aren't there 7?
Well, I mean, who knows?
Same with the Fantastic Beasts.
Right.
I feel like everything comes in 7s now.
Yeah, I'm
Make a good
through with
movie.
franchises that nobody wants. I guess I don't know.
You weren't excited about Fantastic Beasts 3 announcement?
I've never seen or read a single Harry Potter related anything. I'm a gold star Harry Potter virgin.
Are you being serious?
I am being 100 right now.
I just lost my mind.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up, never seen a single one.
We've been doing a Warner Brothers show together for 5 years, Adam. This is the first time
pure from the Potter. I'll tell you why I keep myself Potter pure. Because someday I'm gonna have a little pup of my own, and me and my pup, and I mean my child here, my human child, we're gonna pour
Not a
through
pup at all.
Potterverse together.
Rough.
You're saving Harry Potter so that when you have kids, you can watch it with them for the first time?
I mean, that's what I just thought of right now. When it seems so weird to you, I thought this is the most normalizing thing I could possibly say.
Guys,
So-
sound off in the chat right now.
boy.
Again, for those of you who are
Oh,
live
boy.
on Popcorn Talk right now, Adam Gertler, the Potter Virgin, says Ivan Soto. Jack says, I'm with you, Adam.
Cool.
What? With him?
Yeah, everybody's doing it. You're keeping your Potter virginity clear for your kids. It's what people do. So,
Adam is excited for Fantastic Beats, Warner says.
oh, I do
What,
like
you
Fantastic
Beats?
Beats. It is that season, guys.
Pop the Potter cherry, says Satama. You should watch it now with everyone, haha, says Josh.
Roxy, this is the weirdest episode we've ever done. We have to. I mean,
I just can't believe you just dropped that for the first time.
I didn't know you didn't know that.
I didn't know that you didn't see that. Okay, move
It's
on.
true. Okay. All right, we'll move on. Okay, so Black Adam, it looks like there's going to be Thanagarians in this, Hawk people. Also, it's worth noting that...
Yeah, Hawkman possibly. There was that art for.
Yes, and the verbiage referring to, like, he's already calling him an anti-hero. Like, it's pretty clear, like, Black Adam is not going to be a villain in his film in the sense that the Joker... the Joker was a villain in Joker, right? I mean, or do you think that that's going to be the case? Like, because
I'm very torn because I think that right now people are talking about Black Adam being an anti-hero, Hawkman, obviously, my latest version being from Legends. If you watch that first season, that's the last live action version we saw. So I don't know who's going to be hero, who's going to be villain, who's going to be anti-hero, who's going to team up. We know that Black Adam and Shazam eventually should team up on something, but I don't know where down the line that is.
Well, I feel like this is great because we've never seen real live action Thanagarians like this. The best Hawk people is to be seen in like the Justice League animated show. I mean, that's really where I got most of my Hawk people exposure, you know, after like Super Friends and stuff, and that's great. I think, you know, he's going to be an anti-hero. I think he's going to be, like they said, he's the hero that does things his way. So I think he's going to piss off like the Council of Wizards.
Would you say he's kind of like Snape or...
Yes, he's like Snape because he's a snake in the grass. You see, you don't need to know Harry Potter to know that if the name is Snape, he's not like a nice guy, right? Like, are you tricking me? Is Snake like a godmother character?
I don't know, Ryan. Am I tricking him?
Always.
Always.
Oh my God, that's so Snape of you.
It's kind of true. You use that reference well.
Ryan, what do you think about this? I feel like in Shazam 2, which would be weird. I feel like Shazam. If Black Adam's in 2021, Shazam 2 is not going to have Black Adam. I think we might have to wait to a third film to pair them up.
Should you try to figure out who Tom Riddle is?
No, I didn't. I was never diagnosed with that, so I didn't have to take.
It's more of a
Take that.
Voldemort symptom that you've got going on.
Okay, like that's the name that you're never supposed to say, right? See, I know things.
There you go.
I mean, I live in the world. It's not like when somebody says Harry Potter, I go, la 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 la, I can't hear
I feel
you.
like Ryan's like crying in the booth right now.
I just know he'd love it so much. That's the reason.
I know. I haven't moved forward.
I mean, I think they're compensating for the fact that they didn't give Batman his origin into Batman vs Superman. So I think they're going to give both these guys their movies, and then we're going to get that showdown.
And
But so you don't think we're going to get a team up until Black Adam, Shazam 2?
or yeah, Shazam and Black Adam, just like the
Yeah.
animated series, right?
I would love for them to face off in Shazam 2, but I'm happy they each have their own film before that.
Yeah. It would be weird if they did a bang bang. If the end of Black Adam, like, which I hope is a period piece and takes place like, you know, many centuries ago, and then you bring Black Adam into the modern world, and I feel like it's almost going to be like a Eddie Furlong's character in Arnold in T2, where Shazam, you know, Black Adam is going to think he's like some kind of hero, but he's really rough, and Shazam's like, whoa, we don't hurt people, we don't do that kind of thing, like, you're not allowed to kill people, right? Like, I think it's going to be that kind of dynamic.
I kind of like what you're pitching right now.
Because, like, I feel like the tone of Black Adam is going to be a little darker, a little more serious. And I'm excited about that. I'm actually excited about the idea of putting a Black Adam that kind of takes itself more seriously. Although, of course, it's Dwayne Johnson. So, you know, grain of salt, hunk of salt. But then when
I like what you did there.
When they
hunk of rock salt.
Oh, I was one away.
You were one away.
I was one away, but you brought me there.
Yeah.
Wonder Twin Powers, boom. That was your best one. So I'm excited about that. I'm curious now because I feel like, all right, if it's not Shazam 2, then they're going to do like a versus film. What do you guys think? Sound off. I don't know. A lot of questions, but exciting that we finally
This is
have
what
a release date.
Ivan asks in the chat. Can Dwayne Johnson do serious?
I think he can. I do. I really do. I think he did very well on Ballers. I think his acting was really good on Ballers. I think it's at least, you know, when he's like more reserved, right? Like the whole thing is like, I guess on the Hobbs and Shaw, and I didn't see the last movie, but it's like he's this like superhuman guy who knows it, and I get it. It's his cocky and funness, but like, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like you have to play the opposite of it a little bit.
Yash in the chat says Black Adam is giving me Scorpion King vibes. Not a good thing.
Oh, really? But you know what? Isn't it interesting though that the Scorpion King was like what, like 18 years ago at the beginning of like CGI and stuff, and now like wouldn't it be incredible to see him in his like epic as he's grown over almost 20 years as an actor and as the genre has grown? I think Scorpion vibes, but in a good way.
Not Your Average Bear says the Wizard should be in Black Adam, and then Black Adam should be in the post-credit scene of Shazam 2.
I like it. Yes, yes, and yes. Yeah, all that. I think he's going to piss off the Wizards because they mention how he was not a good champion. He's going to go rogue, and I feel like, well, the Wizards are gone, but you know, some way we're going to pit Shazam and Black Adam against each other until they have to help each other out. I think that's just
Maybe
the way.
you know what this is. I don't know what he's talking about. Josh says, how do you think they'll do the Hawk Girl Jon Stewart thing in the movies if they pair her up with Hawkman? Are Hawk Girl and Jon Stewart together?
I'm assuming so.
run?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, I think there's so many different continuities and storylines to tell. I don't think you're married to that, and I also don't think Jon Stewart's going to be in this period.
And I don't know if we're getting Hawk Girl in this movie either. They've talked about Hawkman, but
I think there's going to be Thanagarians. I think there's going to be Hawk people. There's going to be, because they're a whole race of people from their planet. So I do. I think.
Yeah, but if they regenerate and she's somewhere else, I mean, it's theoretical. She could not be in it.
It's possible that you will have a Hawkman and Hawkgirl among them, and that will also possibly make the future in some other films. But I feel like this is going to be like war, and he's going to be defending Kahndaq, his planet, against his country, against the Thanagarians.
I agree. Byron says if they do it in ancient Egypt, they can put in Naboo, Dr. Fate, and Vandal Savage.
Okay.
We're all dream casting.
What do you say the first one was? Dr. Fate and Vandal Savage, and what was the first one?
He put parentheses Dr. Fate. I guess he's called Naboo, Nabu, Naboo.
Oh, I don't know Naboo. But isn't Naboo where the is that's a Star Wars planet, or is that Naboo? That's not the Avatar planet, is it?
It's a Star Wars planet.
Oh, that's a Star Wars planet. I knew it.
Coming from our Star Wars guy
you.
in the booth,
Thank you.
Trader.
Oh, well, every Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Good plug.
We have more. So yeah, Black Adam, very exciting.
Max Riga says Nikolai Coster-Waldau as Hawkman for the win. I could see that.
Oh, for sure.
Although I do think Hawkman's a little less white in a lot I iterations.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. This is an opportunity for that race to not be very white. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of mixed, I think, a lot of...
Naboo is Dr. Fate's name, says Ivan. Naboo is Dr. Fate. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
N-A-B-U. How would you say that?
N-A-B what?
N-A-B-U.
Naboo.
Naboo.
Yeah, that's what I would say. So more on your favorite subject, the Snyder Cut. We have friend of the show.
Yes.
Friend of the show.
Good point.
Cyborg himself, Ray Fisher, tweeted this ultra badass picture of himself appearing to be kneeling before Steppenwolf.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, Adam. Something's wrong with my head. Because every other week I change my mind about the Snyder Cut now.
Want it, don't want it, give it to me, don't give it to me, I don't care.
For years, I was like, everybody shut up, don't release the Snyder Cut. And then for the last month, I've been like, fine, let's just release the Snyder Cut. Give the people what they want on HBO Max. And then this week, I kept seeing people with the images and Momoa and Fisher. And now I'm like, oh my God, unless they're going to release it, like, it's just so much. It's so much. I feel torn. I feel torn. I want the whole hashtag release a Snyder Cut to go away at this point. So whatever does that.
I feel like this campaign has been so impactful that I seriously am now siding with the people that think that at some point we're going to get an HBO Max version of this.
I think so too.
Because I think it's just a question of enough time needs to go by that it doesn't make it weird that we're not continuing that continuity and everything.
It sounds like this is not relevant, but the fact that they're trying to do a Friends reunion on HBO Max, which is a non-scripted 6 characters, 2 creators coming back to it, means HBO Max is seeing what Disney is doing and they're scared.
So are they doing like a Curb Your Enthusiasm with the cast of Friends?
No. They haven't. They just said non-scripted, unscripted reunion. Maybe retrospective. Maybe talking about the process. We don't know.
But it might be okay.
But they're pitching it as a friend.
Enthusiasm is a non-scripted show.
There's a script. There's
beats.
They
have
improv
beats.
a lot. This is not unscripted. Curb Your Enthusiasm would not be nominated in the unscripted department.
I guess you're right.
It's a scripted series. I get what you're saying because they've all the actors have said they make up their own stuff on the show.
Yeah,
but,
they just have scenes.
But this is not scenes. I think that she is Jennifer Aniston, and I think that he is Matt LeBlanc.
Okay,
but I'm not sure.
But your point is,
we'll have to see. My point is that HBO Max is scared, and they're looking at what they can do, and this is something they can do. They can release the goddamn Snyder Cut.
Wow, she's swearing over it. That's how strong she feels about it.
Goddamn, I swear.
Yeah, of course it is.
Really?
If you believe that taking the Lord's name in vain is sacrilege, then it could
Joke's
be a worse
on
swear.
you,
Joke's
sir.
on you.
I believe in nothing.
I do think it's going to come out at some point. I still have to say, as a fan, and I'm curious. I'm sure we're more than divided on this. Do you wish that like Justice League would have come out and we've stayed on that DC path with still Ben Affleck as Batman, or in that world where we would have had a Flash movie and everything, rather than what we've gone through the past couple of years, which has been this like complete shift, and now we're on this other course, and we just fired off $1 billion here, $1 billion there. It's like take cover. You know, we got another $1 billion rocket coming overhead.
Am I getting to dream right now? Because if I'm dreaming, Justice League didn't come out until it was ready and we had done standalone movies for everybody.
See, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what if it would have come out as Zack Snyder would have meant it to? Like, would you think we're in a better world with DC and their films successfully and creatively? I'm saying financially and creatively. Do you think we're in a better place than we would be?
I guess I'd have a better answer for that once I saw the Snyder Cut.
Good question. Good answer. Good answer. I see. Yeah, I see. I still have to go back, and I felt like BVS was not the right turn. It wasn't the right time. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't the right tone. At least the theatrical cut. I like the extended cut better, but it's just they needed people to be so enraptured, and you're right, they weren't ready for that level of mythology and storytelling. It's like you needed to spend more time getting people married to the characters before you put them in ridiculous Infinity War type situations.
Yeah, I agree.
People need to fall in love with the franchises, and I still want to see the Snyder Cut, but I don't think we'd be in a better place if that came out as he intended.
Okay. All right, let's talk about this next story, Adam, because you just mentioned BVS and Zack Snyder
he just revealed
it.
he revealed a new shot, and then he
Zack Snyder revealing new images.
Yes. Well, look, these images are always badass. I love the short ears.
It is a badass image.
Super thick Ben Affleck cut of Batman.
It's a badass image.
And he, I believe he quotes the opening monologue, right, that Ben Affleck speaks in the beginning during the opening credits of BVS, right? He quotes that in the tweet that he put out, and then thanked Ben again for his
There was a time above, a time before. There were perfect things, diamonds, absolutes, but things fail, things on earth, and what falls is fallen. In the dream, it took me to the light, a beautiful lie, best Batman ever. Thank you, my friend, for blessing me with that effing glorious chin and an amazing
I'm going to
heart.
say something controversial right now. Tell me what y'all think. That VO in the movie didn't work for me so much. I didn't like it. From the opening, I was like, I don't buy this.
I didn't dislike it, but I hear you. I hear you.
Anyway, oh, by the way, thank you very much, chat roll. I apologize for my ignorance when it comes to Dr. Fate lore. The helmet of Naboo is something that a wearer wears, and then they get the powers of Dr. Fate. I, of course, am familiar. The helmet made an appearance in the Constantine series, also in like the helmet's been on the.
But when it's called the helmet of Naboo, is Naboo a person or Naboo?
Yes, it's like that's the ancient, I think, Egyptian spirit god thing. That's why they were saying like somebody else could be wearing that helmet in the past, and you could have a later incarnation of that, which is cool. I mean, I love the idea.
You got it.
Of
You
going
got there.
deep. Yes.
Speaking of going deep, you know who likes to go deep?
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Into his roles.
Yeah.
And now they're letting him act. This is no surprise, right? Matt Reeves is teaming up with his freaking favorite ape, and he's going to be playing Alfred.
As long as they don't go down the sled.
I don't want to. I know you talked about this. Oh God. He's been on sleds many times. I, of course, did a bit of sled riding. I had to, as a monkey, I was.
Did you know that Andy Serkis was 55?
Really? He seems like he could be older.
I was thinking younger.
Really?
There's something about his energy that seems like a 40-year-old or 30-year-old.
That's why he seems so ageless, but he also
ageless,
seems very old and like wizened to me.
Yeah.
I actually ran into him in an elevator in England when we were there for
Really?
for that Aliens movie, and I got to tell him I was like, big fan, dude. I think he's so great. He's so good in Black Panther. He's having so much fun in Black Panther.
And we'll see how he does as Alfred in the Batman.
I think he's going to be great.
Me
It'll
too.
be interesting to see if he plays it really Cockney like Michael Caine, because I can see that kind of Cockney vibe coming from him. But I also, if they continue on this idea that Alfred is a skilled sort of military background, that they've kind of getting more and more toward that, like Michael Caine into Jeremy Irons, who's a straight badass, cut from steel. Also, obviously on Gotham, like this lore of Alfred being this militaristic trainer has become more and more canon. So I can see Andy Serkis doing that real well. I'm so excited for this movie.
Wiener, Andy has BDE. Big dick energy, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He totally does.
Oh, that's what I mean. I saw him, like, and he's like a smaller guy. But yeah, totally.
He's got BDE.
Totally got
For
the
sure,
BD.
we agree. We agree.
Robert Pattinson, what was it? What was it?
Actors on Actors.
Right, but who's the service
J-Lo.
that does it?
Jay,
Oh, Hollywood Reporter?
It's Hollywood Reporter, or is it Variety?
Variety,
No, it's
Variety,
sorry.
yeah.
So Variety's been doing this thing where they've been having actors interview actors.
I really like it.
Thank you, team. We got there. I like it too.
Yeah.
There's a couple of these that have happened. So Pattinson kind of goes into more details, Roxy, right, about like his pursuit of this role.
Yeah, he said, talking about why he wanted to play DC's Dark Knight, he said, quote, "With Batman, it's a strange one with me. I was very, very focused on it, and I don't know why. It just kind of kept coming back into my head. I knew they were doing another one. It just really appealed to me. I don't know what it is which happened inside of me. It's a different feeling where you want to do something, where you know there's an audience, there's an anticipation from an audience that's already there. I like doing something that is something an audience kind of doesn't know that it wants, and kind of try to get it out of them. And there's a whole different thing there. There's a competitive side as well, where you know everyone's like, oh yeah? You want to play Batman, and it's kind of fun. The challenge of it's kind of interesting.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. I love that. I'm hearing his take is going to be one that we haven't seen before, which I'm really interested to see how Matt Reeves wants to interpret somebody who's on Batman's mission in 2019, when a lot of people, it's kind of become like a bit of a meme, like overprivileged white guy who goes around beating up like poor underprivileged people, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of a joke, but if it was just a normal iteration of Batman, it can be perceived that way. So I'm really interested to see what his challenging take on Bruce Batman is going to be.
I also like this part of the quote. He said, "The only time I want to play someone an audience knows they're supposed to like is when they really shouldn't like them."
Right.
Which is a little bit wild.
Yeah.
And exactly what Bruce is. Or Batman. Bruce and Batman.
Yeah.
Can I throw one other quote in this? I watched this interview. There is a moment where he goes a little crazy, and he's like, I see a little bit of a dancer in me. I feel sometimes like a ballerina
Yeah.
to J-Lo. And I thought that was kind of funny, but also like, what's going on, Robert?
He always throws in non sequitur weird stuff.
Yeah, he's weird.
He's famous for this, and the fact that, you know what, Robert Pattinson has pretty much been out of the spotlight when it comes to the world stage, even though he has not stopped working. He has not been in the spotlight big time since Twilight, and yet he did this when he was a kid. So now he's ready. He knows how to do it. If you think about it, few actors in the world are as prepared to be under the scrutiny that this guy is over the next couple of years, rather than him, because he had to do it at the hardest age imaginable.
Very true. Very true.
So,
Want to talk more Bat?
Yes, more bats. So we have, there's rumors that the costume will be the as yet to be seen in the films, but very traditional blue and gray.
Love this. Excited about this. Rooting for this. Can't help myself. All about this.
How can you not be rooting for this?
Yeah.
I guess we've gotten black and gray,
Yeah.
but we haven't really gotten the blue.
Yeah. Yes. I was looking at these pictures, just thinking like, wow, I want this so bad, and I can picture Pattinson in this. That's who I can see in this look. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how they excuse that a guy needs to wear a cape.
Yeah.
Like in this movie. Like that's how interested I am in Matt Reeves' world. Like I don't think he's just gonna throw it in our face and we accept it. Like just kind of like what Nolan did, which I thought was great. I thought Nolan justified the use of cape brilliantly.
Me too.
And I love how they used the cape in that movie. And I'm excited to see just this different take. Like I think people have in mind that they love Batman, so they're gonna get something you see like, but this is gonna be something different.
This is coming from Twitter account Thomas Polito, who says, I'm hearing the Batsuit in Matt Reeves' Batman will be blue and gray, and that we might get a first look next month. Haven't been able to confirm it yet, but comes from a reliable source.
Oh my God.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. Remember how early we got a black and white picture of Ben Affleck?
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty early because Zack Snyder wanted to be ahead of it.
Yeah. It's not the only piece of Batman news that we have going on, though. This one's kind of crazy. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Okay, Jamie Lawson being cast in the Batman.
Yeah, so my best friend from childhood, her name is Anya Whalen Smith, and she's in Jamie's class at Juilliard.
Oh, wow.
They have very small classes, obviously, and they just graduated. They just graduated in May, and this is like, she's been with her 4 years every single day doing all of the things, and I called her, and she was like, she's unreal. Like, ridiculously talented, nicest person, was raving about her. And I was texting me that, and I was like, oh my God. So let's see if we can get her on this show. But I'm very excited. And also, shout out to Jeff Snyder, who is the one who broke this at Collider. So he's my boy.
Do you have anything on who she might be playing? I've heard a couple of different possibilities out there.
That I don't know, but I've heard a couple of possibilities as well. What rumors have you gotten to? And then I'll let you know. And again, when I say don't know, I do not know.
So I've heard a detective, possibly a detective. Some people were assuming that it's Barbara Gordon because we know that Commissioner Gordon is African American.
Barbara Gordon is the main one I keep hearing.
Right.
That's the main one I keep hearing.
Yeah. Oh, Ivan Soto wants to say, do blue and gray translate well in live action? Well, Ivan, that's why this is such a fun challenge. That's why it's so exciting, because obviously people have been choosing black since 1989 because they thought it made more sense. But if you could pull, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think if you had pitched purple for Batman, then nobody would have thought that it would have worked. And then you've got the animated series, and things look good in different colors, and you got to make it work. But yeah, getting back to this, I'm really excited because we know what Matt Reeves has been doing is picking the best people for the role, whatever that means. So he obviously, she must have auditioned in.
Yeah.
This is not a straight offer. She's a newcomer. He must have either seen her showcase or whatever it was, and has
she done no film before? I thought she had a credit
I think she has literally one or two, but there's no way it was a straight offer, right? I mean, not to somebody who's straight out of school.
No. I'm sure it was not a straight offer, but yeah, you got to think if you're going to Juilliard and you're an acting major, you got to have some talent.
For absolutely sure. Let's look. She has one credit, and it's the Batman.
Wow.
On IMDb.
Whoa, boy. Yeah,
Literally nothing
potential.
else is listed on her page. No thanks, no director, no self, nothing. She has one credit on IMDb at all, and it's the Batman pre-production, 2021.
Okay, wow. Jody, simply Jody, saying, Roxy, any news on Colin Farrell? I don't think so. Not yet, right? Still talks. We haven't heard that official, like Andy Serkis was official.
I haven't heard the official either.
Okay, so with all this talk of the success of Joker, people got to be asking, like, you know, aside from like doing a different film in that vein, what about a sequel? What about seeing Joaquin again? And Todd Phillips had some words on what it would take to make a sequel.
Yeah, he's been getting asked this a ton, but he says it couldn't just be this wild and crazy movie about the clown prince of crime. It would have to be some thematic resonance in a similar way that this does, because I think that's ultimately why the movie connected. It's what's going on underneath. So many movies are about the spark, and this is about the powder. If you could capture that again in a real way, that would be interesting.
Do you?
There's a quote from Phoenix here that's interesting, where he says, in the second or third week of shooting, I was like, Todd, can you start working on a sequel? There's way too much to explore. It was kind of in jest, but not really.
Wow. I don't know. It's so weird because how can I say that I don't think they'll do a sequel to a movie that made $1 billion if with whatever he wants to tell, with whatever he wants to do, and yet I feel like I don't know if I want another dose of this kind of world in a world like that without Batman. Like,
We'll have to see.
or how they would do that. I just don't know. It's really perplexing to me. I got nothing on this one because I feel like even looking at the time schedule, it's like, how do you not explore something else? How do you go? I mean, usually they do a sequel and then put something else down the line, but I don't know. I want to see something else.
When you ask what's the next small movie, it might be Joker 2.
It might be.
Yeah.
Because even if you think about like how Marvel did their stuff, it's like they started to get their ducks in a row, but they were like, no, we're rushing Iron Man 2 to the front of the pack, really. Right?
Totally.
Like before they really came with like Captain America and Thor and all that. I think like, they had Hulk going on somewhere early in there, but a lot of times they're like, no, let's do the thing that definitely works again and line up the other stuff.
Phoenix did a little more talking this week, and talking to the Los Angeles Times, he says, it's been super interesting how people react to the movie and what they see. And to me, all of those answers are valid. Normally, you have to answer those questions, but this really is participatory and interactive. It's up to the audience. That's so rare, especially with a big studio move. And I don't want to ruin that by saying, no, this is what it is to me. There are so many different ways to view this character and his experience, and I don't think you can come up with a particular meaning. This is exactly what I was saying last week on the show with Mike, Adam, because I feel like I was kind of upset when Todd Phillips made the announcement, spoiler alert, to the end of Joker, when Todd Phillips was like, oh no, he absolutely did not kill Zazie Beetz. I wrote the movie, or I made this movie. He did not kill him.
Yeah, I see this differently. Because I feel like Todd Phillips has put his foot in his mouth so much in recent weeks that he had to say that, like, we didn't just kill this sweet single mother. Like, you know, like, it would have been a bad thing to be like, yeah, no, I killed her. Like,
Possibly.
I mean, it was good, but I totally understand why he would want to speak out on that. Like, you know, it's not a great look.
Yeah.
On top of everything that was being levied at the film, you know, unjustifiably so in my opinion, but
I agree.
You know.
I agree. There's a little more movie news before we get to TV news, though.
Okay. Do we talk about Joaquin's take on the ending?
Let's see.
About Joaquin Phoenix's actual...
That wasn't his take? He says he didn't want to say what his opinion was?
No, he did say. He says in his mind that... those things really did happen, and he really is the Joker.
Oh.
So, you know, but he said, I don't want to say, but to me, that's the reality. So he's not saying this
You're
is
talking
official.
about when Scott Silver and I sat down to write it, we knew enough about the comics, that part, with what he was saying or what Joaquin was saying?
No, what Joaquin was saying about his interpretation of the ending of the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I only saw the part where he said that he didn't want to say his interpretation of the ending. He then said what it was.
I believe so. Yeah.
So he said, I don't want to say what it was.
Yeah, I believe he said, I don't want to say what it was, but to me, he's really that Joker. But it's been so interesting to him, the fact that people are interpreting it and have all these different takes on it. And that's why some people were upset that even Todd Phillips were to say that he did or did not kill her, because... it's more interesting to have it out there.
Okay.
And finally, I guess we should just mention the fact that Patrick Wilson was out talking, and he did mention some things for Orm, Ocean Master, in Aquaman 2.
He confirmed that he's going to be in Aquaman 2, which people were saying is news, but I did not feel like was news. I feel like, of course, Ocean Master's returning.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know for 100%, I guess, so interesting. And he said, of course, the obligatory, it's going to be bigger or better. I know some of the ideas they have, yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada.
I mean, you think Aquaman 2 is happening in 2022. You know what I haven't heard about in a while? Nobody's talking about that Trench movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
Where'd that Trench movie go?
Where'd that Trench movie at?
Hey, guys, hashtag, where'd that Trench movie go?
Let's see if you guys know in the chat. I'll keep my eye out.
Where is that happening now? Because Aquaman's definitely 2022.
Nobody in there on that yet, but Jack Dennis in the chat says Phoenix confirmed on a podcast if Thomas Wayne is his father or not.
Oh, did he? And what was his opinion on that?
That's all that this says right now.
You got to let me know. Because that, I feel like, is up to interpretation.
The acting on display for those two alone in those roles will be the price of admission, says Yash. Why bring back Ocean Master, says Ivan. He's not needed. So going back to the Ocean Master story.
Well,
I think he is.
Probably. I know you don't have a lot of time, so I want to get to some TV time because there's so much good stuff to talk about.
I hear we've got a weird TV time thing.
It's time
too.
for Roxy Strider's
that
TV
means,
time. All the girls think Johnny's fine. Adam's cooking so divine. Also Mikey Christmas time. DC movie news, it's time to talk TV time.
Sounded the same.
For all the people on YouTube, you got to see some more visuals of the entire crew piled into that.
I'm
TV
excited.
time.
I'm watching back on my thing, but it hasn't gotten there yet.
Oh, you're in the past.
I'm in the past.
Everybody
I'm
else
living
is
in
in
the
the future.
past.
Isn't that crazy that everybody watching us is in the future and we're broadcasting from the past?
I see I saw Johnny pop in. Oh, there you are with your little sausage poking your head up.
And yet I'm in the
Mike's
past
head.
from you. All right, hold on. There's so much to talk about TV time. Not much time, but we got to talk.
Oh, so cool what he did, though. Yeah, all right, let's talk about it. Watchmen, Titans, you watched both? Did you watch last night's Titans?
I watched
this
the newest
morning's
Titans.
Yeah. Same.
I love Titans. I got to say, even the episodes when there's not a lot of action, I love Titans. It is the perfect blend of the corny romance and relationship stuff and the action. I think it's so much better than anything that's ever been on the CW. That's just my feelings. I dig it. I'm there for it. I love Bruce Wayne in this episode.
I'm loving season 2. I love that also. I preferred last week Titans, but I still really liked it. We don't have that much time, so I will say for all of your favorite Watchmen coverage, make sure you go to AfterBuzz TV, and Ryan does our Watchmen after show for that. So Ryan,
every 7 p.m. Sunday nights Pacific time.
Hell yeah to that. And it's an excellent after show, and also we have a Titans after show as well, so they can check out AfterBuzz's stuff on that. But we did get some news this week with a Crisis teaser. Which, did you check this out?
Yes, Crisis teaser was amazing. I will say really briefly that it's really hard, and I feel bad to look forward to this Taylor Hoechlin and Lois Lane Superman show when you get a look at Brandon Routh in this costume, even for that 1 second.
I feel pretty similarly. I love Tyler Hoechlin. I really do, but yeah, I know.
I don't know if you're that. I don't know how you don't make that happen.
I know.
He looks so freaking good
I know.
in the freaking suit.
I know.
I don't know how you don't make it happen.
You know, well, I don't know. And
I think
he's leaving the show, and him and his wife are leaving at the same time. And
I think the people will speak. I don't know if his cameo is good enough. If they give him enough to do, it just looks so good to me. It's really hard to wear a Superman suit and look well. Trust me, I've tried, and it ain't easy, man.
I've never tried. Maybe I should.
Titans is renewed for season 3, also.
Titans was renewed for season 3. That is correct. And I actually got to talk to Alan Richson on Collider Live yesterday morning, who is Hawk on the show.
Yes, of course he is.
And they have been talking about season 3.
Wow.
Hawk and Dove have, and the whole shebang. I also asked him about DC Universe and HBO Max and what's happening, like what, where, how, what. And I think he said something like, I think at some point we're hoping that it all merges. Mm-hmm. Ditto. Same Z's.
So right now, the way I see it is that by shifting some of the budget onto the HBO Max platform, you're able to have your Doom Patrol Season 2 and that other project that was just announced that I can't remember, and that's a kind of a co-production, but maybe the weight of the subscription ship for DC Universe bears keeping Titans going, and this other show which is coming out, which is that Harley Quinn trailer, I thought was amazing.
Yes.
You do not agree?
No, I have all the episodes. I have
Oh,
the
you
whole,
do? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Can you say anything?
I don't know, so that's why
Oh, no.
that's why I just went silent.
Oh, God.
I don't remember when I'm allowed to say anything about it.
That silence felt loud to me.
No, it was not that.
Okay.
That was not what was happening. I just was like, when was the embargo for that? Not quite sure. So I just went mute. But that's not a bad thing.
Okay.
I'm just going mute.
Well, anyway, I saw the trailer. I thought it was awesome.
I thought that
it
the
looked
trailer
really
was
good.
also awesome. I can say that.
It's really funny. It's like, oh God, Roxy, you're
I can't
killing
make any
me.
faces. I don't know.
I'm also Netflix, just like they pulled with Witcher. Sandman season 2 is already in the works. I am super excited for this. Neil Gaiman is making the Sandman series, and they're probably he's rewriting his own material. What is cooler than this?
Ice cold.
Yes, Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of ice cold.
Form of cooler than this.
All right, you got it. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited about this also. Although we'll see what already in the works looks like. Also strange to me that this is going to Netflix. I don't understand why.
Well, because it's Vertigo. I think it's separate. I do. I think it's Gaiman and Vertigo. I
don't know though. Preacher is, and I guess Lucifer. So that's over there. But then it's ending. I just don't know why. If we have DC Universe and we have HBO Max and we have CW, why are some of our projects going to Netflix?
I don't know. I think maybe it was a good license to sell. Netflix is probably doing a big budget thing with it. Maybe,
but Netflix really isn't buying these licenses right now. They're actually getting rid of them. So I'm confused. I'm confused about
it's
behind
a
the
good
scenes.
point, Roxy. It's a good point, but it seems like because Sandman is its own thing. I don't know. Maybe Neil Gaiman owns part of it. This is a good thing. We will try to explore and get to the nitty-gritty of how the Sandman is work. Either way, as a fan of that comic, I am ecstatic that they're not just going to try to make it to sell it in 12, that they're giving it the faith and the long term.
That I agree with also.
But man, so much good stuff. I haven't watched too much CW stuff.
I have watched all of it, but we've been going off. Flash and Arrow were not on this week.
Okay.
And I'll just say this is the best episode of Black Lightning in maybe 2 years.
Ooh, okay.
Black Lightning was excellent. Supergirl was just actual garbage. It was hard to get through. And Batwoman was really strong.
All right, cool. All right. Anything else we got?
That's what I got.
All right, everyone. Wow, this was a fun episode. A little bit weird at times, but thanks for hanging in there.
When is it not?
With us. I'm Potter Pure. Hashtag Potter Pure. Roxy, where can people find
Sounds
you?
like you're saying Powder Pure.
I'm
Potter Pure. You can find me everywhere at Roxy Stryer. Also on Collider Live, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Screen Junkies on Friday. Tomorrow Show Wednesdays. I'm all over the map on AfterBuzz TV and here on Popcorn Talk as well. And don't forget to follow Mike Kalinowski at Mike Kalinowski. He's solving crime right now.
Wow. Yes, he probably is. You're a busy girl. You're a busy girl, Roxy. I'm Adam Gertler. If you're near Santan Village, Glendale, Arizona, I'll be there tomorrow at the brand new doghouse, giving out free house dogs all day long.
Where is it?
In Santan Village, Glendale, Arizona.
So you give strangers your sausage, but not me.
Everybody shows up, gets a free house dog.
Not me.
And Thanksgiving is
is.
coming up soon, and I'll be on DC Daily the day after Thanksgiving, and I'll be making a whole Thanksgiving leftovers feast there with the DC crew over there. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you next time on DC Movie News!
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.